Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball's pregame show. It's the last regular season pregame show of the season. How about that? My name's Jimmy. I got Trevor sitting here. We got Jake with his fresh haircut and producer. Trev's got a fresh haircut too, just wearing a hat. I got a fresh haircut too. I'm just wearing a hat. Producer Zach behind the dish. Roosevelt Studios galore, west, east, near, south, Mid-Atlantic headquarters, south. It's all over the place. Roosevelt Studios, how about that? We got one more weekend of baseball. A lot can happen. It is crazy. We got the Homer draft. Pretty close. A lot can happen there. It's crazy. There's a lot going on. So we got to get to it. How's everyone doing? Trev, how are you?
First place Trev is what they call me. I'm excited. It's been a fun year. You know, we've been doing this for a long time. And for it to be the last one, it's kind of like, I don't want to get too sentimental here, but it's kind of sad. Like,
we do have a month of playoffs.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. But I think we've done a good job, and I appreciate all the people that like come in the chat and stuff. That's a lot of fun, man.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to be so sappy this early. I'm feeling good. Love all you guys.
Jake, how are you doing? Love you too, Trev.
I'm good, Jim. Love everybody. Everybody love everybody. Haircut squad in the big boxes today. Sorry, Zach. But yeah, I hope the theme of the weekend is go win it. Whether we're talking NL playoff spots, whether we're talking Homer draft. You know, I don't want anyone backing in. I don't want Trev stumbling into first place Trev because everyone craps the bed this weekend. Like, if you're an NL team, go get some dubs. Earn your playoff spot. If you're in the Homer draft, go hit some yackers. Make a memory, Joey Votto. So we'll see. Excited for the weekend. It's going to be nuts. The Sunday, everybody on the same start time is going to be, as crazy as it gets. So excited for the freakend.
What's your guys' weekend plans looking like?
I got a great weekend set up. I'm going to Napa. I'm going to be fighting some grapes all weekend. So, I'm going to be on the baseball and checking it all out, keeping up with it. Might be a few drunk tweets here and there, which is probably not a good idea, but
What time is kickoff on Sunday? 3 Eastern, Jake?
I think it's 3:05, something like that.
If it's crazy, do we want to jump on real quick? Depends. It could be sorted, or it could be everything could be sorted, or nothing could be sorted. We'll see.
Put it this way, Jim. I downloaded the app on my phone if we need to go live.
Okay.
Tracheotomy Trev might be back, but I'll be there.
All right. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Let's just go and tell you what games are being played today. I'll start you off with the East Coast, and I'm going to go through it quick. We got a lot to talk about. You have the Mets and the Nationals. That game doesn't matter. Orioles and Blue Jays. That game kind of doesn't matter if the Blue Jays do a lot of sweeping and then the Cleveland and the Yankees get swept. That game matters, but I think, the Blue Jays clinch. They're partying, and they're playing today. The Phillies and the Rays, big time matter for the Phillies. They are on the brink of not being in the postseason. They need to win at least 2 against the Rays this weekend. They got Vince Velasquez going game 1 and Charlie Morton going for the Rays. They do have Nola and Wheeler lined up for game 2 and 3. So this is kind of the tricky one. If you get the win here with Vince, you may be feeling good about your chances because you got to win 2. You're the Phillies. The Marlins and the Yankees are playing at the stadium. Happ gets his final start before the postseason. He is the Yankees' number 3 right now. Sandy Alcantara getting the start for Miami. Miami needs to win 1 of these 3 games against the Yankees, and they have the 2 seed locked up in the East. I think they'll do that. Red Sox and Braves. Doesn't really matter. Braves have the first spot locked up. They just need to get right, get healthy, and the Red Sox suck. And I think that's everything in the East Coast. It's really the Phillies are playing for their season. Miami has to win one, which I think they will. But Phillies, that's the big Eastern region game.
Trev's Phils season on the line.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. I know right now they're saying I read an article about Led Zeppelin. Could be
He was my
game one guy.
He was my standout performer of the week. Big start to him.
He's kind of clicking right now. I mean, I would love to see the Phillies get in there just because we know they have that 1-2 punch. Unfortunately, it looks like they're gonna have to use them to just make the playoffs. That's the game that matters. Obviously, the Rays are in. They're doing it. I'm gonna be curious to see what they do this series, like how they prepare for the postseason. If they just continue to go out and play full bore, or if they're gonna rest guys and do all that. Seems to me like they wouldn't rest guys. That doesn't usually work out.
They almost naturally do it with just their platoon stuff and how they play.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. I mean, if the Phillies win tonight, you almost feel great about them making playoffs. If they lose, you almost feel like it's over, and that's the part of the season we're in. The Zeppelin story, I think that's going to be interesting, is the teams that do out and go get playoff start spots. How does this weekend affect them? Like, say if the Phillies did win the first 2 games and essentially won a playoff spot, could they hold out Nola? Would they not need him the last day?
I still think that that's, it depends on what Miami's doing, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to
San Francisco too. I mean, if
Yeah.
San Francisco is playing the Padres this weekend. That's a big series. They're going to be scoreboard watching. Everyone's going to be scoreboard watching because, I mean, that's how you're going to decide that last day. I mean, going to be a lot of changes.
And at the same time, if Led Zeppelin is hot and say the Phillies do get in, he could be their game one guy. And if the Phillies win that, then do they have Wheeler and Nola in the hole for 2 games? Like that's what I want to see who gets in and then see how the storylines affects them. Marlins definitely want to get that win out of the way because you don't want to be tight butthole throughout the weekend.
Yeah. But they're I mean, Marlins will get a win. The Yanks aren't going to try.
Hap Alcantara is a sneaky little pitching matchup, and if you don't get this one, Marlins don't really have themselves lined up. So
are the Yankees essentially
don't let
the
it
5
linger.
spot?
Yeah.
No movement.
Could catch
East
them.
2.
They need 1 win.
The Phils.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they're essentially they're the second team in the East. So 5 they're in the 5 or the 6 seed.
Marlins also could be the 5.
Yeah, the Yankees are basically the 5 seed.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the Yankees aren't going to try to win Saturday or Sunday. So
but the Marlins don't have their pitchers lined up either. Like, I'm just saying, if you're the Marlins, you don't want to go tight butthole in the stadium into the weekend.
Yeah. All right, let's do the Central. What you got, Jake?
In the Central, boogity, the conference of the year. How about a doubleheader to help decide your season? Milwaukee, you're facing the Cardinals. Game 1, Flaherty versus Sutter. Jay Flash can essentially end the Brewers season, but the Brewers have hit him pretty well. They're playing 2 for the nightcap. It's Lindblom versus Ponce de Leon. Cardinals could look really good after today, or they could look bad. That's baseball, everybody. Thanks for catching up. Pirates, Cleveland finishing with the Pirates. They could finish really hot. Mitch Keller versus Cookies Carrasco. And then how about Chi-Town? Yu Darvish versus Dylan Cease. Cubs, White Sox. That could be pretty entertaining. Tigers, Royals, Spencer Turnbull versus Brad Keller. And then the Reds and the Twins. Twins still hoping to get that 1 seed, hoping to stay the 2 seed and not get caught by any of those other Central teams charging. And the Reds, Tyler Mahle, trying to get them in the playoffs versus Barrios. So that's what's going on in the Central.
Yep. Good job, Jake.
There's just so many things that could happen.
I have the Brewers out in my brain. Obviously, they can go back in. We'll check in after today because they have the doubleheader. I think we might have a solid answer on the Brewers after today. One the Reds are the main story, I think. Reds Twins. What are the Twins going to bring? They got Barrios going. They have Pineda going tomorrow. I think the Twins are going to give the Reds a real tough time here, even though they have it locked up. So I'm a little worried for the Reds, but I still think they'll find their way in. And then, Cleveland versus Pirates. That's a tune-up for Cleveland, but they are in the hunt. They don't want to become they want to stay the 3 seed. We'll see though. It's really the Reds, Brewers, Cardinals. Those are the teams that are worried going into this.
I'm rooting for chaos. One thing that is going to be really interesting, an individual performance, because really, I keep trying to play out scenarios in my head, and it's really hard to do that right now. But one individual scenario is Trevor Bauer facing the Twins. He went on 3 days rest and dominated the Brewers. He was acting a fool out on the mound. He said, "Gimme dat," about the Cy Young Award. Now he's got to do it one more time. If the Twins come out and he dominates the Twins like he's been doing, I think he got to give him the award. But that's not an easy task. He can come out and get shelled by the Twins, and he's out of the award. So it's going to be a very interesting start for him. I wonder how they're going to handle it, because if they're in the playoffs and Bauer's just has too many pitches or whatever, are they just going to take him out and say, just sit this one out? So that's an individual performance that I'm very, very excited to see. And that's I believe that's lining up to be the last day of the season.
Yeah. Someone in the chat asked about the tiebreakers in the American League. The Rays have the tiebreakers over every Central team. And the A's. The Rays hold all the tiebreakers, so they don't need to go pedal to the metal too hard.
Twins have the tiebreaker over the White Sox.
No. The White Sox have the tiebreaker.
Or excuse me, you're right. The Twins would have to win by an actual game up if they're going to do it.
Yes.
Man, it's going to be crazy. Cleveland is looking like they could sweep 3 against the Pirates this weekend and put pressure on both those teams.
Absolutely.
It's going to be wild.
It's crazy.
I think there's 2 teams, if you're an AL team, you want to face. No offense to the Toronto Blue Jays and the Houston Astros, but you're looking like the 2 teams that everybody wants to face. Other than that, maybe the A's too. Our team is they're kind of stoked to face the A's, I think, rather than the White Sox or Cleveland or the Yankees or the Rays. They don't. These teams don't have the big 1s and 2s.
You're right. A lot of those teams have a fear factor. Shane Bieber, Garrett Cole. They have a one-man knockout crew. The A's don't have that. Houston, don't let them get hot coming in. Big night against Lance Lynn last night. What else in the West, Trev?
What?
Okay. What's going on in the West?
There's my music. All right. We got Jake's Rocks versus the D-backs in an early game. Antonio Santos versus Taylor Clark. Neither of those guys are in my book. What about you, Jim?
I don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Then we got the Padres in San Francisco. Chris Paddock. I do not have any Giant starters listed. There is a doubleheader today. Paddock going game 1. Dinelson Lamet going game 2. Still no Giant starters. This is a big series for the Giants. They should probably figure that out. After that, the second game of the Rocks and the D-backs, Antonio Zensatella versus our guy, Zach Gallen. Looking to cap off a masterful year and show everybody how damn good he is. It's a lot of games today. Astros, like you said, got hot against Lance Lynn last night. They're still in Dallas. Jose Urquidy versus Kyle Cody. Don't let those Astros get hot. That's what Jake said. I don't think that's a problem. Angels in LA, not in Orange County. Andrew Heaney versus Clayton Kershaw. And rounding things off, the Mariners up in Oakland, or down in Oakland, I should say. Yusei Kikuchi versus Chris Bassett. Not Jeff Pass and this is Chris Bassett. And that's it.
There you go. There you have
Games
it.
are all over the place today. What is going on?
A lot of good pitchers today.
What's the Giants' plans for the pitchers? What's going on here?
God, I just looked it up and I couldn't find anything. I don't know. And this is again one of the conversations of baseball. The Giants that have hung on for so long, they're 500. If they can split with the Fathers, there's a good chance they could stumble in. I do think they look bad on the tiebreaker, so also maybe not. They could also be out today. I did not know Padres were going Lamet Paddock, tuning up before the playoffs. No Clevenger. The Padres, I think the Giants are the team that everyone talent-wise is kind of rooting for other teams. And, man, they could get two-man punch today, or the Giants will do what they do, survive, and back their way into the playoffs.
I don't think the Giants have a single tiebreaker. I think the Reds have them beat. The Phillies have them beat. I don't know about the Brewers.
Can I go back to this one more time before the season ends?
Yeah.
One more time. I just want to just make this point here. If Gabe Kapler's Giants get into the playoffs and Joe Girardi's Phillies don't get into the playoffs, on paper, these teams are drastically different. Phillies are light years ahead of the Giants. Yet Gabe seemingly has gotten more out of his players. Yeah. What does that do for Phillies front office? Are they like, man, like maybe we should have kept Gabe around? Or do you think it was like Gabe needed to be out in San Francisco?
They needed to move on.
You guys know how I feel about him.
Yeah, but you also don't think managers should ever get any credit or any blame. So you've also made that point.
Less credit, less blame.
I mean the Phillies don't have any bullpen, so then they went out and got bullpen arms and they didn't get like the best option. So I think they're looking at themselves as the way they form the team more than anything. Right. The starters have been good.
Go Gabe.
Any team that comes up short will be saying, 60 games. If we had another 100, we would have figured it out.
Yeah.
60 games, man.
It's nothing. It's 2 months.
This is the weirdest year in baseball history.
Yeah.
Maybe some World War II years, but
maybe. All right. I mean, we kind of did a lot of what to watch for as we went here. Do you guys have any specific things that you still want to hit on? Jake, do you have anything else?
I'm just doubleheader day. Cardinals can drive a stake through the Brewers. We're trying to eliminate teams to make this make more sense in our head. Yet if the Brewers can somehow find a way to win 2 games today, they're back in the playoffs. And then same thing, Padres-Giants. Padres can drive the stake through the Giants' chest, or the Giants just find a way. They're the Jurassic Park team. Life finds a way with the Giants. So I'm tracking the doubleheaders because 2 wins either way at this point of the season should mean something in the National League.
Yeah, I think that if the Phillies win today with Velasquez, I think that, that's pretty good for them. They should have the full bullpen. Eflin gave the bullpen the day off, and then they had a day off. So it should be, Velasquez plus the best of the pen, which hopefully holds it. You do have 2 horses going the next 2. But, I mean, if they win today, if they lose today, it's not the end of the world because I already think we're at the end of the world for them. If they win, you can start feeling pretty.
All right, I'm going to use my last what to watch for to apologize to a franchise that I never gave enough credit to this year, and that is the Atlanta Braves.
Wow.
Your lineup is
Indians too. Okay.
Yeah, the Indians. I've apologized for that many times and said I was really dumb for not trusting the pitching staff because it's maybe one of the best in the league.
You have apologized.
Yeah. Braves, I still really haven't given any credit to, but the way the lineup has showed up, the way their pitching has showed up, I mean, they're sitting here 34-23. I mean, they're a force. They're a force. And I apologize for not giving you enough credit throughout the season. Freddie Freeman, my goodness, have a year. Marcelo Zuna, my goodness, have a year. Adam Duvall, how many homers did he hit? Like a zillion?
Give or take.
So.
And this is, Acuna and Albies, I don't know the specific numbers. Way to go, Trev. But like they didn't have a great year like we were kind of expecting, right? So there were some other guys to help pick them up. Am I wrong about that?
Acuna having a great year. Albies just came back and he's been on
Albies
fire.
has been hurt.
Taking them over the top. Yeah.
I'm an idiot then. The Braves are good. That's all I'm saying.
They bang. Their pitching is very scary going into the postseason.
Max Fried also said he's fine. He'll be ready for the postseason. I texted him. So there you go.
Hopefully rookie Ian Anderson can do some stuff for him. And Kyle Wright, you know.
How come I haven't heard of Acuna much this year? It's just like he's just so good that
he's getting overshadowed by Freddie and then everybody else.
Oh my gosh, he's having a great year.
Yeah, they've got
What is
3
going
one-dot
on?
guys, I think. And Albies figured it out. They've got 4 hitters you just don't want to see.
He's got an 1,000 OPS, a 1 dot. My bad, Acuna. I just haven't heard his name a lot. We do this show every dang day.
Yeah, I mean, Darno has a 385 on base percentage, and then Acuna 411, Ozuna 419, Freeman, like they get on base. The lineup bangs.
And Albies has been who Albies has been. Like okay. Never mind. Everybody's been good.
Mm-hmm. It's the pitching that's scary for the Braves. Especially when you get to a 7-game series and you need 4.
Man, I gotta pick a NL team.
Do it.
I don't have it. I don't know.
Does Jake have
See how it shakes out. Let's see how it shakes out. We have to pick an NL team.
No, Jake's just bopping his head a lot. No rocking chair for him.
Just agreeing.
Let's go to the Homer draft. Homer
draft. It's the Homer draft.
No one got on the board yesterday. First place, Trev, still in existence. We did say when Zach made the new rules that on the last day, we got to pick 4 players each. So this is a wild weekend. First place, Trev. I mean, if you watched the show yesterday, you saw that it was just a mad dash and everyone was grabbing guys. First place, Trev. Who do you got?
Were you guys talking about that in the show? Because I was seeing you guys on the sheet, and I was like, I better get on the sheet.
Yeah, Jake got on the sheet first, and then I
wrote in my one name, like I won for sure. I've been saving them.
Soto.
I won't giving them away, but
oops.
then you guys both snapped in a gear. It's hilarious.
I was like, dude, I got to get my guys in. I had a few in mind as well. So today I have Harper going. So he's still a carryover.
Damn.
Which is nice to have on the last day. Then I went with some big boys. Mike Trout. Ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Got him going this weekend. I have big dick Giancarlo Stanton. Is it huge dick Giancarlo Stanton? It's got to be.
I don't know. It's Carabas,
nice,
right? Big dick.
It's like really pretty.
Z German, Max Kepler, and then your guy. Wow. I did this just to make you guys mad. I picked DJ LeMahieu because he's probably going to homer, and he might even give the deciding homer in the homer draft. And I think that'll sting a little bit.
He's going for the batting title, so he's just bunting and hitting singles all weekend.
Homers are also a hit, DJ. So those are I got 5 guys going today. I'm excited about my chances.
Can you take a look at DJ LeMahieu's bat, Trev, and then tell me about it?
Okay.
He uses a long, like skinny bat.
Oh, let me see. I'll Google it right now. Do you guys give your picks?
My guess is that DJ LeMahieu's bat is skinny and just like hard. I don't know if there's harder wood versus softer wood, but he looks like he uses a bat from the 1920s. That's just like a hardwood bat. Jake, who are your picks?
Trevor, great picks.
Maruka AR-13 maple bat, Trev.
It's Marucci. It's Marucci.
I don't know why I said that. I got Maruka pizza in New Jersey that I go to. It's spelled the same way with an A at the end. So it threw me off.
It looks. I'm looking for the. Go on. Let me look this up.
What Pros Wear has all the info?
I'm going big boys. A couple of Trev's guys. The one pick I want to get in was Juan Soto having a silly season. Juan. Go finish it off with a couple yabos. Like, go ruin the MVP voters weekend, Soto, by being that good that everyone's like, God damn it, how was he this good? And we all missed it. Big Aaron Judge. He hasn't hit a homer since he's back. He's playing the final 3 games this weekend at the stadium. He can't go into the playoffs having it being a thing that he hasn't homered yet. So he's got to hit at least one, might get a couple. Christian Yelich. Brewers are fighting for their life. Double dicking today. And going through the weekend. Yelly, you can save your whole season with a big weekend. So taking him. And then Cody Belly. It's Belly and Yelly. Both guys kind of had tough 60-game seasons or 50 games, whatever they're doing. Belly's been getting it going a little bit. LA, not happy about him, little nervous. Get hot going into the playoffs and have the first good playoffs of your life. So that's what I got. A couple big boys.
Belly has been getting going. It's a good pick. Yelly is not the best pick, but you got a lot of games there, Jake. I like what you're doing there with the games.
Playing the double headers and save your season. Like, again, you can erase so much with a good weekend.
He's been slumping hard still. I don't think he has an extra base hit this week yet.
Doesn't he own Flaherty, Trev?
The Brewers do own Jack. I don't know why Braun and someone should have picked Braun because he's against Flaherty. He pretty much always hits a home run. But yes, they do have his number.
Yelich has 1 home run versus Jack. Braun has 3 or 4. I'm going. Who did I take? I took Springer. I think he hit one yesterday, which kind of I was like, damn, don't waste it. But also I like it. Acuna, I'm taking him. Big name that I could grab. I hadn't taken him yet. And then I'm going late hot hands. Salvi Perez has hit 7 home runs in his last 10 games. He's been hot. And then Cole Calhoun. And Perez is facing the Tigers and their pitching sucks. And Calhoun is facing the Rockies and they suck. And I think Calhoun has 4 games. And Cole's been hitting hot lately as well. He's been raking the last couple weeks or so, I believe. He's got 6 home runs in his last 8 games. So I went a little opposite of Jake. Jake, you grabbed the names. I like your strategy. I tried to grab hotter hands. We'll see how it plays out.
I did some research on the bat.
Okay.
Looks like he uses a flame tempered dark stains DJ LeMahieu custom cut from Marucci, but they said it's similar profile to a CB15. So I looked that up, and it looks like it's just kind of a top heavy, like bigger barrel, kind of like a tapered handle. In Louisville terms, I believe that's like a C243. I don't think he uses a long one. I would say it's probably a 34, 32. Which is a pretty standard bat. But I think what you're referring to looks like an old bat. It's like the flame temper. That's an old school look, a little darker stain on it. So it looks dirty, like he's been using it forever. Is that about right?
Yeah. It says that the medium barrel diameter of the 271. Oh, okay. DJ is able to use denser wood than a bigger barrel bat without adding weight. And this gives DJ more control. I should read this website more.
What are you looking at? Because they said it was a CB15. Then when I went on Marucci's website, CB15 is a big barrel.
You're in the
C271 is what, like,
you're in the chat, right? I'll link it. It's whatproswear.com. They have like all the gear that
if you use a C271, that's like a skinnier barrel,
It is a C271.
Okay, so usually not associated with like home run hitters, but Alex Rodriguez, Ken Griffey Jr., they use a C271. It is like a lighter bat, so you can look for that denser wood and get up to like a normal weight, like a 34, 32. Whereas if you just kind of got a regular piece of wood and had the C271, you'd probably have like a 3-ounce difference, like a 34, 31. So
it's interesting to me. No one ever talks about like what kind of bats guys use, but it looks like a skinnier barrel bat.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense for him though, because a lot of like guys that hit, like just hitters, love that bat, like a true hitter's bat.
Yeah.
And the other guys you mentioned who use that bet, also 6'3", 6'4" range. Everyone's kind of long. Good reach with that bat.
Yeah, use that the leverage. Braun, we always thought his bat is like he used a 35, which makes it look even longer. So that's pretty cool to know. I'm interested in that as well, Jim.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a huge factor into guys like your bat. It'd be funny if pitchers were to scout hitters by bat. Like if you see a guy using that kind of bat, you could probably be like, all right, this dude's just trying to bang singles off me. I gotta be careful. Whereas you see a fucker with the Alfonso Soriano bat where it's heavy, it is long, it's plus. You're probably like, okay, this dude's gonna swing huge.
Yes, it's funny. I think pitchers kind of do scout by that sometimes too, because if you have a guy using a big bat and he's like choking up a bunch, you kind of know he's trying to pull the ball. He's all over the plate probably. That's like a Schwarber type thing, Rizzo type thing.
That's cool. All right, cool. That's everything. The Jimmy's Dumb Prop Bet of the day. Jake, you got it wrong yesterday. It was close. Burns and Kim combined for 4 earned runs in their entire outings, and some of them came late. Fulmer and Bubik, I was only getting the first 2 innings, and I forget which one it was. Was it Bubik? Gave up 3 earned runs. It was 4-3. I was excited with how close it was in the end because it was like a late run to break the tie. Trev, producer Zach, chose for you and got you a win.
Thank you, Zach.
Yes. Today, I let the boys know before the show started. It's a Kuiper for anyone that's tuning in for the first time. That is Ks plus innings pitched minus earned runs. And I am giving everyone their pick because we have a lot of good pitchers on the mound today. We have Paddock. We have Jack Flaherty. We have Max Scherzer. We have Dinelson Lamet. We have Cookie Carrasco has been really good. Gallen doesn't strike people out, but if you can take him if you want. We have Barrios or Kitty, Brad Keller. He's been really good. Yu Darvish, Clayton Kershaw, Bassett's been good. Tons of good pitchers on the board today. I don't know who you're taking, Jake. I guess if you're taking someone else, do you mind if I go first?
You have the honors.
I am taking Dinelson Lamet. It is a double header, so he cannot go 8 innings, but he has double-digit strikeouts in his last 3 starts, I believe. So I expect the K numbers to be there. Yes, his last 3 starts, double-digit strikeouts, and 1 earned run or less while going 6 or 7 innings. I'm taking Dinelson Lamet. He's the number 1 now. Clev's gone. He goes back to the number 1 for the Padres. He wants the complete game in the doubleheader. So I have him eyeing 7 innings. I'm taking Lamet. He's my pick.
I like that. Huge. I think in double headers too, it seems like they allow guys to finish the game, which is nice for you. The
goal because everyone has like a firm like, hey, do this. Where if the 9 inning game, you're already using the bullpen, so if it's a tough 6th inning, you're like, all right, whatever, get out. But you can see the end, you can see the finish line, so you want to keep going there.
All right, I like that one. I'm gonna go with Cookie Carrasco. Last outing was his best outing of the year. He went 7 innings, 1 hit with 11 Ks. His Ks haven't been great all year, but I think like Cleveland is going to be leaning on their staff this last series here. And he's facing, why am I missing it? Oh, he's facing the Pirates. That's mainly the reason I picked him. I do love the way he pitches, but I think he's got a good chance to go 7 and match that 11 Ks again today.
I like that. I think I'm doing a late flip. I was eyeing Brad Keller. He just doesn't get the punchies against the Tigers. You know, he would have had to basically be shut out and get hopefully 5 punchies, which he doesn't do a lot. You know what? They beef on the internet. He's probably the best pitcher on the board. I'll take you, Darvish. He can make a last push for that Cy Young. You know, Bauer said it's his. Well, if Darvish does something special, it might not be. And, hey, White Sox, how was your 4-game sweep of Cleveland? Here's you, Darvish. You might see a little, if you looks good, you might see a little frustration kick in around inning 3 or 4 and be like, how the hell is this happening right now? So I'll take the big fish. I don't know if he's got it, but why not?
Yeah, someone in the chat. It's a good pick. I like that pick, Jake. You Darvish I was eyeing him until I saw Lamet, and then I looked at his game log and I was like, oh boy.
How crazy has the pitching been this year that none of us even looked at Max Scherzer?
I know. Great. That is pretty nuts.
And he's been pretty good this year. Like, not great, but like he's got 85 Ks in 60 innings. He's got a 3.3 or something like that. Like, he's still pretty dang good. But there's been some pitching this year.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat asked, who is leading the league in Kuiper on the whole season?
Oh my gosh.
And it's easily Bieber. I looked it up, the numbers, to try and see if it was easy to figure out or not. It's like easily Bieber. He's got, I can link it in the chat for everyone that wants to look at the table. Bieber's got 77 innings pitched, 122 strikeouts. Only one other player has 100, and he's only given up 14 earned runs. So that puts him at 185 total. And the next person is Bauer. He's got 100 Ks, 73 innings pitched, and I think he's also minus 14, but that's 159. So Bieber's got it by a lot.
Really hope the Twins just crush on Sunday.
Yeah. So according to Kuiper, Bieber's the Cy Young. I think Bieber's had the Cy Young locked up in the AL for a while, right?
Bieber's got it. Bauer half has it. Darvish, give him a scare, and if he does take that Sunday start, could get fun.
Yeah. Lance Lynn, most innings pitched in the majors. And then Hendricks with the second most, which you wouldn't guess, but he had some complete games and stuff. Tobias Allman says that Kuiper's a real stat as far as he's concerned. Good.
It is.
It's my stat. I
Hey,
made
dude,
it up.
people make stats up all the freaking time on the internet. This guy's like, I got this plus X, Y, weighted adjust. I'm like,
I
what?
made up a stat. I hope it becomes mainstream.
It is. It already is.
You know, it's like an old school stat, but with like a new school name. So you're hitting both markets right
I
there.
think
Yeah.
the Kuiper has a great name, like a great ring to it.
Kuiper's great. People are going to dismiss it.
But like
Because
the
it's-
shadow
it's-
of Mel Kiper's hairline behind
Yeah.
him.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Hey, that's the show. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Enjoy the baseball. Love ya.
Joey Votto tour.
Go Seahawks. Let Russ cook, baby.
You have Votto, Jake?
Yeah, he didn't play yesterday. He's playing the Twins.
Oh, wow. So you guys both have 5 guys going. Goodbye.
Joey Votto. My
Maybe,
favorite.
maybe we'll see you Sunday if it demands a show. Maybe not.
Woo!
Ooh, drunk Trev coming for you.